Hi, it's Mohave Lock and Safe. I'm going to talk a little bit about master keying. I'm not going to do a very long video. I don't want to bore you to death. Just wanted to kind of show what master keying really is. Some people think that a master key is one key that works a bunch of locks. Well, that's not necessarily the case. That could just be that the locks are all keyed the same. Here's what a master key it basically is. This key is the Grand Master Key. Works the top lock, works the bottom locks. Works in some of the upper locks. It works all the locks in the system. This key here is also a master key, but this key only works in this portion of the system. So if you had a factory, you have an administration building, a factory, a warehouse, the administration can get into everything. The factory manager can get into everything in the factory. The warehouse manager can get into everything in the warehouse. But the factory keys do not cross over to the warehouse. But keep in mind, administration can still get into everything with one key. Why would you want to master key? It helps keep down the confusion. If you're the administrator and you can carry around one key instead of 7 keys, you'd rather carry one key. It's also important for places like maintenance. Maintenance personnel need to be able to get into everything, and that guy probably doesn't want to be carrying around a huge wad of keys. His key needs to get him into certain places, and the way master key systems work, we can make it to where certain keys can only get into certain places, and it allows them access to many places. For instance, the factory manager can get everywhere in the factory. We can also make it to where the bottom line keys, bottom of the line, will also still work multiple things. We want people in the wood widgets line to be able to work in their area, but they don't necessarily need to get over into the metal area. Yet, we can make it to where their keys will also work in places like the restrooms. If the restrooms are an outside access door, and you don't want these people over here coming over to their restrooms, you want to keep it limited, you can make it to where their keys will also work in common areas and restrooms. This is essentially what master keying is. It's pretty simple. It's really, a lot of people make it more difficult than it needs to be. It's very simple. It has its limitations. You can only do this to so many locks. Large institutions like colleges, extremely large hospitals where you have hundreds and maybe even thousands of locks, you have to be careful about how far you stretch your master key system. Master key systems, aside of size limits, also have time limits. After you've been using the master key system for so long, you eventually need to stop using that system and get a new master key system, which does involve rekeying all of the locks in the facilities. If you have a high turnover rate and your management, if you have a high turnover rate in your management, for instance, you might not want to go with master keying everything, or at least not master keying everything in a traditional sense. It might be a better option to have access control in your place or interchangeable cores. But I'll save that for another day. If you have any questions about master keying or anything else having to do with locks or locksmithing, please feel free to give us a call, 928-704-0707. Thank you.